this evening. First, the U.S. Treasury has sanctioned Nizar Mohammed, his son Azruddin Mohammed, their company Mohammed's Enterprise, and government official May Thomas for corruption in Guyana. Stay tuned as we delve into the details of these allegations and their impact on Guyana's financial system. Next, talks between Guyana Teachers Union and the Ministry of Education have made little progress, prolonging the 2-month-old teachers' strike. The government is considering providing parents with vouchers to send their children to private schools to mitigate learning loss. More on this story as we explore the ongoing negotiations and potential solutions to the education of destruction. Then, following the People's National Congress Reform's nomination day, preliminary results indicate that party leader Aubrey Norton secured the highest number of nominations. We'll bring you more on the upcoming party congress and the calls for transparency in the nomination process. Also, the Chedijagan International Airport has restored runway lights and resumed night flights after recent storm damage. Find out how the airport is ensuring future resilience against such disruptions. And finally, Argentina's controversial right-wing president, Javier Milei, has completed 6 months in office. Left-wing groups in Buenos Aires are challenging his austerity plans, citing economic distress and layoffs. Stay with us as we cover the protests and the president's response to the growing opposition. These stories and more are coming up on tonight's broadcast. Welcome to this broadcast of Channel 2's Headline News Update for June 11th, 2024. I am Baby Bacchus. Thank you for joining us. First up, the U.S. Treasury has sanctioned Nizar Mohammed, his son Azruddin Mohammed, their company Mohammed's Enterprise, and government official May Thomas for corruption in Guyana. Additional entities connected to the Mohammeds, Hadis World and Team Mohammed's racing team, were also sanctioned. Nizar and Azruddin Mohammed are accused of evading taxes and bribing officials to facilitate illegal gold exports and secure government contracts. Their company avoided paying over $50 million in tax underreporting gold exports between 2019 and 2023. May Thomas, a high-ranking government official, allegedly received bribes from the Mohammeds to influence contract awards and approve permits. The sanctions blocked all U.S. assets of the involved parties and prohibit Americans from doing business with them. The U.S. aims to hold corrupt actors accountable and protect its financial system from abuse. Meanwhile, the government of Guyana today issued a press release stating that it has taken note of the press release issued by the United States Department of the Treasury on the 11th of June 2024, which informed of the 3 Guyanese nationals and entities as being sanctioned by the Department's Office of Foreign Assets Control. Based on the information referenced in the press release, the Ministry of Finance and relevant statutory agencies, including the Guyana Revenue Authority, will request additional information on the matter highlighted to aid local law enforcement agencies. Additionally, the government of Guyana stated that it takes the claims contained in the press release very seriously and will continue to engage relevant United States entities on these matters. In the meantime, the Permanent Secretary of the Ministry of Labor, May Thomas, has been sent on leave with immediate effect. The government of Guyana said it will continue to work with the United States government on all matters of mutual interest, including the respect for the rule of law and order. Also making the headlines today, talks between the Guyana Teachers Union and the Ministry of Education made little progress on Monday, prolonging the 2-month-old teacher strike. GTU's President Dr. Mark Light confirmed the stalemate, stating that no new meeting dates has been set and the strike continues without an agreement on terms of resumption. Dr. Light emphasized that the union remains firm on its demands for better salaries and will not compromise further. The GTU has proposed a multi-year agreement for salary hikes, but the government only agreed to discuss salary matters from 2024 onwards, refusing the current proposal. Collective bargaining, crucial for resolving the issue, has not occurred. Vice President Dr. Barjaglio, addressing the strike impact on public schools, mentioned that the government is considering providing parents with $700,000 vouchers to send their children to private schools. This model aims to mitigate the loss of learning caused by the strike. Additionally, the government is exploring online learning models to ensure continued education during this disruption. In other news, following the People's National Congress Reform Nomination Day held on Monday, preliminary results indicate that party leader Aubrey Norton secured the highest number of nominations. Norton received over 80% of the nominations compared to his rivals, Royceville Ford and Amanzo Waldron Desir, for the upcoming party congress scheduled for June 28th to 30th. However, Ford expressed his team's intent to scrutinize the validation of the groups to ensure transparency and integrity. He emphasized the need for strict oversight, especially regarding concerns about a missing central processing unit and other issues raised with the General Secretary. Congress Administrator Sherwin Benjamin reported that Norton received 177 nominations, Ford received 20, and Walton Desir received 9. Ford noted that while the nomination process seemed smooth, he emphasized the importance of transparency and accountability within the party's proceedings. Ford pledged to approach the PNCR's election process with seriousness, rigor, and legal oversight, ensuring credibility, fairness, and transparency. He stressed the importance of upholding democratic principles and party laws, setting high standards for the party's conduct. Stick around when we return. Mother electrocuted in tragic incident at Sisters Village residence, and CJIA runway lights repaired after lightning strike. Night operations resume.
Experience more than award-winning speed.
Way more.
Get the best that LTE has to offer on Digicel, officially the fastest mobile network in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the best mobile network in Guyana. With the best LTE experience and the fastest data speeds, experience it all with Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for those surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. Here's credit. And today, all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and spice cake. For the noodles, all these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, white spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you don't know nothing, with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
Pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour. And then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radhika went to the supermarket and she proper buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. She shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back into your kitchen.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
The Father's Day Cultural Extravaganza is here again. Yes,
It's dedication to Daddy 5, a father's dream too. Featuring Marissa Morgan Bonney, Romel Edmondson, Keisha Sam, Delisha Wright, Simone Dowding, Jolyon Harry, Colin Ambrose, Mosa Telford, Frederick Minty, Antoine De Silva, Ryan Headley, Creative Arts Dance Troupe, and others. On Sunday, June 16 from 8 p.m. at the National Cultural Center. Tickets are $2,500. Directed by Sharon Cadogan-Taylor.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Our smiles make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Middle Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Welcome back. The Chadijagan International Airport restores runway lighting and resumes night flights after storm damage. CJIA has announced the successful repair and reactivation of its runway lighting system, which had been damaged by severe thunderstorms and lightning strikes last Sunday. The repair enables the resumption of night flights operation, with several flights scheduled to land last evening. CJIA's maintenance team, supported by Guyana Power and Light personnel, has restored one of the two independent circuits powering the runway lights. Efforts to repair the second circuit continues amid the flow of redirected flights. A note to airmen has been issued to inform airlines of the updated runway status. The airport has also thoroughly evaluated its lighting protection system to enhance further resilience. CJIA extends its gratitude to stakeholders and the traveling public for their patience and support during the recent disruption as airlines prepare to resume full night operations promptly. In a heartbreaking incident, Cassie Adele Adams, a mother of one, lost her life after being electrocuted at her residence in Sisters Village, West Bank, Demerara, on Monday morning. The lifeless body of the 33-year-old Adams was discovered around 7 a.m. by her mother. Initial reports indicate that Adams had begun her usual household chores early in the morning, which included laundry duties. It is suspected that a malfunction in the washing machine and dryer located at the rear of the house caused an electrical surge beyond the machine's capacity, energizing a long silver hose with metal wrappings attached to the dryer. Investigators suggest that Adams may have inadvertently come into contact with the electrified hose, leading to her tragic electrocution. A relative of the dead woman suggested that while attempting to remove the family dog, which was biting on the washing machine's cord, Adams may have been shocked along with the animal. Adams was found unconscious and rushed to the West Demerara Regional Hospital, where medical personnel pronounced her dead. Her body is currently at the Ezekiel Funeral Home, awaiting a post-mortem examination as investigations into the incident continues. Don't go away after the break. Bulgaria's shrinking population, political instability causing young people to leave, and Argentina's Milei marks 6 months as president amid economic turmoil.
Not a single bar of service.
Not with us. Digicel officially has the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Ookla, the company behind Speedtest, recognizes Digicel as the network with the best mobile coverage in Guyana. Be it in Aishalton or in Etteringban, we got you covered.
Digicel, the award-winning network for everyone, everywhere.
Hello, my fellow TikToker followers. He is Credit, and today all we will be making Chinese noodles with peppies, chow mein, chicken fritters, and poised cake. For the noodles, all of these will be using peppies, black pepper, cashew,
Chinese sauce, soy sauce, garlic sauce, paprika, Chinese seasoning, chow mein seasoning, five spice, and all-purpose seasoning.
Next, this chicken that we marinated, soak for all you wanna know nothing with peppies, green seasoning, miracle seasoning,
pepper sauce, chicken seasoning, paprika, garlic powder, dark seasoning, black pepper, onion powder, and ginger powder, and document plantain flour, and then this butter we make with this quick piece powder, and we
boil in high. We serve with peppies, barbecue sauce. Radical went to the supermarket and she papa buy up enough things. She feels she alone can cook, but she routine even wrong. He shaped like a guy in a map.
Peppies has a wide range of ingredients available at supermarkets nationwide. Peppies, we put the pep back back into your kitchen.
The Father's Day Cultural Extravaganza is here again. Yes, it's dedication to Daddy 5, a father's dream too. Featuring Marissa Morgan Bonney, Romel Edmondson, Keisha Sam, Delisha Wright, Simone Dowding, Jolyon Harry, Colin Ambrose, Mosa Telford, Frederick Minty, Antoine De Silva, Ryan Headley, Creative Arts Dance Troupe, and others. On Sunday, June 16 from 8 p.m. at the National Cultural Center. Tickets are $2,500. Directed by Sharon Cadogan Taylor.
Good girl forget things.
What's the problem, Granny?
I want money for borrow for do a surgery. I was dancing and I fall and fracture my hip.
If you need some quick money, you should check Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop, Lot 238 South Road Border, Georgetown. Get jewelry made to order in just 72 hours. We also accept vehicles. Lender's, best rates, longest payback period.
Boys, I get through. Plus, I could dance again.
Lender's Jewelry and Pawn Shop.
Sneakily with a gift of sight from Modern Optical Services. Let our professional team examine and prescribe what's best for your eyes. Common smalls make fashionable faces. See us for a full line of optical services, including brand name and prescription eyewear. Modern Optical Services, 316 Mill Street, Georgetown. Telephone 226-1082.
Furnishing your home or office has never been easier. Here at Kissoon's, our inventory of locally made and imported furniture, offered at amazing prices, will leave you wanting more. From vinyl, floor rugs and carpets, bedroom, dining and living room sets, mattresses, pillows, office desk, chairs and filing cabinets, outdoor benches and tables. We have a piece of furniture for every room imaginable in your home or office. Check out our flagship store at Industrial Site Rijnveld or one of our branches in New Amsterdam, Port Morant, Riverton and Camp Street. Kissoon's Furniture, furnishing homes for over 50 years.
Welcome back. Now we take a look at what's happening in the region and around the world. At the 4th International Congress on the Small Island Developing States in Antigua and Barbuda, experts discussed demographic trends affecting the Caribbean, including low fertility rates, aging populations, non-communicable diseases, limited opportunities for youths, and out-migration. The UN DESA report, Population Prospects of Countries in Special Situations, highlighted these issues, showing a slow population growth for Caribbean SEDS, expected to increase only marginally by 2050. Jamaica, in particular, faces a declining population. Out-migration remains a significant concern, with 86% of SIDS migrants originating from the Caribbean. Experts call for investment in youth, education, job creation, and healthcare to address these challenges and ensure sustainable development for the region. In South America, Argentina's controversial right-wing president Javier Milei has completed 6 months in office. Left-wing groups in Buenos Aires convened to challenge President Javier Milei's austerity plans, causing layoffs and economic distress. Al Jazeera's Teresa Bo reports.
An assembly by left-wing groups in Buenos Aires to discuss how to challenge President Javier Milei's plans for Argentina. Many of those here have been laid off. Since taking office, Javier Milei has laid off at least 50,000 state employees. Mariano Aguirre is one of them.
I went for my regular duty at the state airline company and there were lots of police and they had a blacklist. And I was on it. Their plan is to dismantle the company and try to privatize it and attack the workers.
Since becoming president in December, Milei has devalued the currency by 50%, halted all public works, slashed subsidies on fuel and electricity, and reduced the number of ministries by half. But this is only part of the plan.
Milei came to power with a promise to carry out labor tax and other reforms that he says will transform Argentina. But Milei has a minority in Congress, and since taking office, he has been in constant confrontation with other political parties. That's why he has been unable to pass legislation that will help him push his economic agenda.
Milei's austerity plan has an objective to reduce inflation. but it has also caused a contraction of the economy, with a sharp drop in consumer spending. Martín Tetas is a lawmaker and an economist who says the government lacks a stabilization plan.
The inflation is going to go down, but you will see very high unemployment because economic activity will not recover immediately. It's going to be difficult to find people who are better in Argentina. People gave Milei a blank check to stabilize the economy, tired of living with high inflation for years.
Milei has been traveling around the world, meeting with far-right politicians and businessmen like Elon Musk in an attempt to attract foreign investment. But until it arrives, people on the streets are struggling.
I'm a guy who works, but you can't make ends meet with the money. And the truth is that those in power are not taking into account people from the middle class down. Because, look, I was paying 1,000 pesos for electricity in November. Today I pay 12,000.
In spite of his chainsaw plan, Milei's popularity remains high. The question is whether it will last. Teresa Bo, Al Jazeera, Buenos Aires.
Internationally, Bulgaria has one of the fastest shrinking populations in the world. In the late 1980s, nearly 9 million people lived in the country, but the latest census data from 2020 to 2021 shows that figures is down about 6.5 million. Al Jazeera's Kulsum Sharif reports.
Peter Petronov runs a boutique hotel in Kynsandil, near Bulgaria's border with North Macedonia and Serbia. The small town of 5,000 people has almost reduced by half in recent years. So Petronov relies on workers from Nepal, Uzbekistan and Tajikistan to run his business.
Often we see foreigners come here to live, so why are people leaving? There is no prospect for development. The educational system is really lacking and young people go abroad to study and they don't return. They just get good jobs in the West.
Not far from his hotel is this half-built school building. The project abandoned after authorities realized there were no children in the neighborhood. Kynsandil is among several cities in Bulgaria that reflect the country's acute demographic crisis. It has one of the fastest shrinking populations globally.
It's been one of the worst challenges in terms of both economic development and social development. The losses of the young, the loss of the big majority of the working age population, and the massive growth of the old age population and pensioners. But in general, this is a thing which, in my opinion, was expected to happen after the fall of communism and the opening up of the West.
Its migration crisis escalated after Bulgaria joined the European Union in 2007. The United Nations Development Programme projects the country will lose 23% of its population by 2050. In recent years, political instability and corruption have driven more young people from the country, disillusioned at a lack of stability and progress.
And any improvement both in education, in healthcare, in social services, and even in the judiciary would be demographic policy.
Bulgaria is also struggling to contain low birth rates. But initiatives like generous maternity leaves and attractive credit rates for young families seem to be having a positive impact.
For the first time we have 500 babies born more than the year before. How can we create this change sustainable for more than 8 months and for more than 9 months? And the only way to do it is if there is enough people who want it to decide. It's up to them. It's not up to the politicians.
Bulgaria's demographic crisis isn't new. Its population has been shrinking over decades. But combined with outbound migration, it's leaving Bulgaria with fewer Bulgarians. Kulsum Sharif, Al Jazeera, Kynsandil, Bulgaria.
Finally, the United Nations Security Council has adopted a resolution endorsing a US-backed ceasefire proposal that aims to end Israel's 8-month assault on Gaza. The vote on the United States-sponsored resolution on Monday was 14-0, with Russia abstaining. Al Jazeera's Gabriel Alonso reports.
The draft resolution has been adopted.
A proposed ceasefire in Gaza, presented by the United States, wins support in the Security Council. A clear diplomatic victory for the Americans, who blocked previous attempts to stop the fighting.
Over the past 8 months, this council has often faced divisions, and the world has taken notice with understandable frustration. But there's another side to this story, because today we adopted the 4th resolution on this conflict.
Algeria, the Arab group representative on the council, sided with the U.S. draft, almost guaranteeing it would receive overwhelming support from other council members.
We voted in favor of the draft resolution submitted by the United States because we believe it can represent a step toward an immediate and lasting ceasefire.
After the vote, the Palestinian ambassador welcomed any news that could silence the guns and the suffering of Palestinian people.
The number one item in that resolution is to have a ceasefire, to end this fighting, and we are determined with our friends to make it a long-lasting, permanent ceasefire.
Russia wanted an unconditional and permanent ceasefire, but chose to not veto the U.S. draft, choosing instead to abstain.
На что конкретно согласился Израиль?
What specifically has Israel agreed to? Perhaps we will hear from the Israeli representative. The Council should not sign up to any agreement that has vague parameters. Essentially, this agreement gives carte blanche on details we don't have.
At the UN on Monday, the U.S. said repeatedly that Israel had agreed to the terms of the deal. But after the vote, it was unclear if Israel would abide by the resolution.
Israel will not engage in meaningless and endless negotiations which can be exploited by Hamas as a means to stall for time.
Security Council resolutions are binding international law, but their impact often depends on implementation. That will be particularly the case with this one. The United States says they will work directly with Israel to make sure it lives up to its obligations in the resolution. And the U.S. also says it expects that Qatar and Egypt, 2 countries that have played an important role in trying to bring about peace, will also continue to liaise with Hamas. Gabriel Zondo, Al Jazeera, at the United Nations in New York.
This brings us to the end of the regional and global news coverage. Up next is the 3rd weather forecast. And that's Safety V2 headline news for this Tuesday evening. As we take our leave, we invite you to follow us on Facebook and YouTube. You can tune in tomorrow at 6:30 a.m. for a rebroadcast and at 7 p.m. for more news. Until then, please take care of yourself and each other.